Good morning, you're listening to Six Music with me, Russell Howard. That was Big Me by the Foo Fighters. How are we doing, guys? You well?
I'm well.
Morning, yeah, I'm fine. How are you?
There's a lot of tinsel around here, and let's be honest, it's been probably the oddest start to a show that we've done yet. To fill you in, I hope very well. I hope you're having a good Sunday. We normally get in at 9. Adam, who's our producer, arrived at 9:25 because he was out all night getting play.
I believe you just said that.
Oh, well, you know, if you arrive 25 minutes late, you pay the price. Now, John's in a grump with me. We'll get into that later.
This is not. Every show we've done has started with you saying I'm in a grump.
Yeah, and do you want to tell everyone why you're in a mood? Because I left, this is the truth, Sam, I left a game of Pro Evolution Soccer halfway through.
No, that's not
Who
true.
was playing? I mean, this is what I meant to ask you before. Who were you?
I think we're England. We're always England.
We were writing a professional show yesterday. The Russell Howard show,
That's simply not true. Not at that time. We were playing Pro Evolution Soccer.
We still had work to do. And how do you leave, Sam? 3 guys sitting around chatting, making time. We've all got stuff to do, but we're making time to be with each other to play Pro Evo and have a conversation.
So you're asking me to take sides now.
You've got to go to London. Maybe you say, listen, guys, I'm going to leave about 4 o'clock. Is that all right? About 4 o'clock, you say, all right, that'll be me off. What you don't do is just suddenly at 4 o'clock, in the middle of a game and a conversation, throw your controller on the floor and go, right, I'm going to London, and then just leave the flat.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
And then I said, if you leave now, I'm not going to answer my phone when you ring later on, because you'll ring later on to say, oh, we forgot to do that thing. And I'll go, no, we didn't. We planned to do the thing, but you decided not to do it because you got bored 19 minutes in and wandered off.
That's pretty
And then I didn't answer my phone, and you had the cheek to leave me a message going, oh, not answering your phone now, is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus, man, were you wearing leathers?
No, I wasn't wearing leathers. I left him a nice, sexy message saying, hey, can we be friends again? And just
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did. Did you not get that one?
No.
Well, I turn your phone on, it says, hey, baby, turn on your phone. Because I got worried about you, because whenever you don't answer your phone, I assume the worst thing. Well, he's finally done it.
You're stealing my stuff.
No, what?
I told you this about last year. You had an incident where we were in the middle of a conversation and your signal went, and then you never phoned me again, and I thought, God, he's had a crash and died, and it's my fault because I was talking to him. I phoned you back in an hour, and it turns out your phone had come straight back on. You decided to go for food with your brother. And I texted you, this is...
You never forget, do you? That's a year ago.
It was June 17th.
That makes me feel good, because that shows me how much you love me. You just mentioned that. Well, you thought,
I love everyone. It's just a shame no one loves me back and shows me enough respect to just say goodbye when they go to London.
Right, that's what it comes down to. Now, and Sam's got no money, is that right?
I'm broke. I'm maxed out on my bank account through the
maxed out on your bank
giving
account.
extravaganza of Christmas.
Yeah, you bought yourself a robot.
Well, anyway, I have no money. That's the point. And if anyone out there is thinking of giving to charity this Christmas, don't give it to me. If you're buying a dog, don't give it to me.
Shut your mouth.
No, absolutely not. This is the point of Christmas. Give me money.
What, you're hijacking the show?
Damn right.
So you're saying there are orphans, there are people in Africa with problems. No, they should give money to you because you've blown your money on robots.
Precisely.
Get it. Right, well, that's the beginning of the show. You might sense
that was quite tense, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's a lot of tension.
We've got a lot off our chests.
Yeah, well,
but
Sam...
it's Sunday morning, imagine if you just woken up and
yeah, exactly, and Sam's reading out demands.
Send it to Six Music, Oxford Circus.
Don't send any of it in.
Checks are good.
Checks are good.
Cash, be careful.
Right, hey, come on, let's all imagine that we're Adam, our producer. Everything's fine. We're thinking back to some of the visual highlights of yesterday.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Now, are we all better now, guys?
I'm good.
I've been fine all morning, mate.
Are we sure about that?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, in a change, before, we were chatting about our week, let's go straight into our My Normal, because we've got some quite good ones this week. You up for that?
Yeah.
Damn right.
I'm up for everything, mate.
Right. Okay,
I'm bang up for it.
Now, this is my favourite part of the show. Don't forget, you could text us on
64046.
or you can email us on
russell.sixmusic@bbc.co and then a .uk.
Nice.
Just in case you haven't had enough.
That was like going live. I felt like I was your producer and you were Philip Schofield. Well done.
Yeah, I'd love to be Philip Schofield. He's underrated, Philip Schofield.
Yeah, he's had a problem with his hair, though, for years. He was great when he was 16.
Nothing funnier than watching him and Fern have a bit of a giggle because she said boobies.
Oh, he loves that, right? We had some food yesterday. It was unbelievable, right? We went to this horrible restaurant and...
Worst fish and chips I've ever had.
Yeah. And
possibly one of the worst meals I've ever had.
And did we complain about it? No.
Oh, I mentioned it at the gig I did last night, yeah, so that doesn't word is getting out.
That doesn't count. It was great. We had the opportunity to kind of go, well, that was rubbish, but we took the British way out and just walked out the door and went, can you believe those fish and chips?
Well, what it was that no one asked. If someone had said, was everything all right? I'd have said...
I don't believe you. I'd simply... What would you have said? So I'm the lady. Hey, was everything okay?
I'd have said, well, if you have a look at my plate, you'll find I haven't eaten most of it. I'll tell you what I have eaten, which is all of the chips. But given that you only gave me eight that's chips. Very little surprise.
Well, there's
8 chips, Sam. 2 by 2 by 2 piled up, so it's supposed to look like more. It's like a posh waffle. I was livid.
2 things worrying about that. A, there wasn't very many in my head. John got them out and counted them all, which was fairly frightening to everyone in the restaurant. He lined them up like little soldiers and went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Said it really loudly, as if anyone's going to go, oh God, you've been undersold. I've got 9. But the point of this fable, just aside from us, this was really funny, right? There was a lovely ruddy-faced woman, like sort of like a farmer's wife, wasn't she? She looked like she'd been she got really early milking cows, and now
drinking
she was
wine. Let's be honest.
All
She
that.
got up early and been drinking wine.
Well,
she was having a lovely day.
Aren't you projecting? And I had some red wine as well. He was dead proud of me. Anyways, she was eating fish and chips, numdy-num, numdy-num. One of the chips fell off her plate, shot towards us, but kind of like went underneath our desk. And she went like that. He nearly lost it. John was having the time of his life, and it was, you know, when he laughs, it was very seldom, but his eyes kind of sort of slit, and he looks so happy. He's like a giggling Voldemort. He's got that look of utter joy on his face, and are you all right? And he had to put his head down, calm himself down, because he was laughing. But I agree with you. There is nothing better watching somebody laugh and then watching them. It's just because it makes you laugh. If there was a TV channel devoted to that, old ladies in particular just giggling, I'd watch that for hours.
It was a nice moment though, because it's quite a swanky place.
It was
and
great,
usually
wasn't it?
it's one of those awkward situations where someone's made a food faux pas, and usually they're going to go, "Oh God, terribly sorry, I appear to have hit you with a potato chip." But it was the fact that she laughed, and that made me laugh. And then I couldn't believe I was laughing at the fact someone had dropped a chip when they only had 8 to start with. I'd have been in tears.
So what happened there was a lovely little moment. We both went back to our separate meals. But no, that was it. We had a bit of a jolly, you know, one of those kind of awkward food base, and I went, oh, it's all right. Hey, I tell you what, when I'm having my chips, I'll send one your way. And she did that very, polite.
She thought you were joking.
Yeah, joking. Of course, we're joking, right? So, she goes to leave, right? And she's quite a portly lady. There's nothing wrong with that.
Steady on, mate.
John, please. She goes to leave, right? John still thinks we're in the game, and says to the woman as she's leaving, not having a pudding, are you? Right?
Oh, God.
Exactly. Which he clearly means, oh, you know, you're not having a pudding because you're going to put a bit of trifle, and then we'll throw a bit of trifle. She takes that as he's seen it. Hey, fatty! Not having any pudding, are you? It was a horrible moment. Horrible moment.
I said, aren't you having a pudding? I'm very disappointed. Meaning, I was going to not have to pay for one, because she would end up throwing it over me.
Exactly, which is a lovely joke, and you meant that from the bottom of your heart. But unfortunately, she heard it as, not having any pudding, are you, fatty bum bum?
Bernard Manning fan, clearly. Idiot. Should be allowed out.
Nice. Well, that was a lovely story that went from puddings to hate within about 10 seconds. Hey, I tell you what, let's have some DJ Shadow. I never thought I'd get to the stage where I was introducing DJ Shadow.
DJ Shadow's a man.
Yeah, Rob Voce used to like him at our college. He was quite... Because what was the album he did? There was a big famous with Ian Brown ages ago. God, I should know this. This is six. Yeah, exactly. John?
I've never heard of him before. I saw his name come up.
Right, well, you listen to Six Music, you probably don't think that at the minute. You probably think there are 3 chances you've taken over. But this is DJ Shadow. I tell you what, let's all see what this sounds like. If I press the right button, which is this one, not that one. But at home, you probably thought that's slick. That's the new type of DJing I'm trying to promote. The haphazard, not really know what you're doing approach. You listen to Six Music here with Russell Howard. That was John Richardson freestyling, which I never thought I'd see.
Yeah, apparently I'm in a bad mood today.
Well, I wouldn't have thought that, by the way you were dropping some tunes off your bone there, and that was great. We've had some lovely emails in. Hey, I tell you what, we were supposed to be doing Am I Normal? We never got round to that.
No.
Should we do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
I'm bang up for it.
Hey, you listen to Six Music. Russell Howard, I'm here with my crew, John.
Woo.
And Sam.
Good morning, Britain.
Right. So, what are your Am I Normals? Go on, and you go first, John. Don't forget, you can text us in on 64046. Anything you do, you know those quirky little habits that you kind of feel compelled to do. You want to stop yourself, but they make your life a little bit more fun. Or email us, russell.music@bbc.co.uk. Anything, and we'll sort of create a community of lovely freaks. We've had some really good ones. Like last week, we had one from a bloke called Oxy. This was really good. If I'm in the pub having a pint and I catch sight of the larger ring I've made on the table with my beer, I always have to add 4 more rings in the formation of the Olympic symbol. Lots of love, Oxy. Now, do you know what I mean? That's one of those that you have to do. I bet that's right up your alley, isn't it, John?
I do pull that kind of move, but it's tricky, the Olympic rings, because you got to do that in quick succession. You're going to run out of condensation.
Yeah, you do quick, bang, you're done.
I don't think you can even do that. I think you're getting 3 rings out, and then you've got to maybe borrow a friend's pint glass to finish off.
Be a wonderful conversation though. Can I just borrow your pint? What do you want to drink from it? No, I'm just doing the Olympics on my table.
Because it'll dry out, won't it? I just usually go for, I'll pull the pint glass along so it's not a ring, it's a line. And then I call that line my personal space, and anyone who leans into it gets killed.
You listen to Six Music with Man of the People, John Richardson. So you may have discovered this is pretty much John's feature.
Yeah, you've said these things make your life more fun, but you can't stop doing them. Mine don't make my life fun.
I might
they make
do.
my life a misery.
Oh, really? What's yours this week, then, mate?
I can't, when people are talking to me, just listen without seeing what they're saying written as a transcript inside my head. And I'll pick up on spelling mistakes depending on how intelligent I think the person talking to me is. If I'm talking to someone stupid and they say, I hope you're okay today, I'll see that written down, Y-O-U-R, okay.
Yep.
And I hate them even more.
Christ. That is tough. And that really happens.
Yeah.
God. I would never do that. Why do you do that?
I don't know. I just can't help it.
When did you start doing that?
I think people have... you got to have respect for going to the lengths of saying something. So I see it as written down as a mark of, script in it.
Do you change it if they're drunk? Do you slur it?
No, I try not to talk to drunk people unless I'm drunk. And when I'm drunk, I don't think I do it.
When you're drunk, what you like to do is go into our fridge, get eggs out, and make our flatmate Nobler blow eggs.
They were your eggs, though. That was funny.
That's what, yeah.
We decided it would be a hilarious prank to blow all the middles out of your eggs so that when you went to make an omelette, there wouldn't be any egg inside your egg. And then we were gonna stick one of your eggs to the old wall so that when you went to take it off, it broke and you got egg all over your wall.
See, that's what he does. What I love about John is, well, there's many things, but one of the best things is that, he's quite high and mighty intellectually, and yet as soon as he's had a little bit of funny juice, he blows stuff out of eggs and conjures up lots of eggy pranks.
That remains one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Well,
I've never seen someone blow an egg.
I've never seen a man giggling at a man blowing an egg when I got home to see John watching our other flatmate Nobler blow stuff through an egg, him on the floor, creased up double, going, he's blowing an egg. And when you're just sober, he's kind of, yeah, he's blowing an egg. Yeah, thinking about having an omelette, were we, dickhead? Not today. What? What are you on about? Those two were in seventh heaven.
You have to see the 20 minutes before that of someone just...
Well, I did, because you videoed it on your phone and showed it to me.
Someone with an egg pressed against their lips just going... and nothing's coming out of the egg, and you think they're going to die, and then all of a sudden just a cascade of yellow out of the bottom of the egg, and the delight on your face because you thought it wasn't going to work, and you thought, I genuinely need my granny to show me how to blow eggs. Yeah. And then you think, no, I don't. Screw you, Gran. I blow my own eggs.
Exactly.
2006 style.
And I'll tell you what, if you're at home, why don't you do that? Why don't you blow an egg, and you can maybe send it in to us?
Blow an egg today. See how... Because our rumour had it, you just put one pinprick in each side of the egg, and you can blow the egg out. But you find you're going to have to put quite a big hole in the bottom of the egg to get any stuff to come out. Okay. If you can blow an egg with one pinprick in either side of the egg, then you are a man, my son, or a daughter, my girl.
This is a bit like Jackass meets Blue Peter at the minute. Have you got sticky back plastic? Then put it around your balls and don't stop until you got enough. Sorry about that. I didn't really think about that, and it just all the words came out. See, that's where I get into trouble with the Am I Normal with you, because you may have noticed this. I just tend to talk. If there are gaps, I blather. So you must hate me for that. Do you do that with me all the time?
You talk too fast for me to script.
Brilliant.
So I just
you can't get
you dancing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's just easier.
Fair enough. What's your Am I Normal this week?
Well, I don't know about anyone else, but I can't behave in supermarkets. I don't know if you ever find that. I cannot keep it simple in shopping. I find myself acting like a faux thug, telling my girlfriend I'm going to give her a slap if she doesn't shut up, grabbing her by the arm, all that sort of stuff. And if she doesn't respond to that, I turn into an attention-seeking freak, so I suddenly develop a club leg or a sort of gammy arm or something. And it turns out to be quite traumatic to any old women who are shopping for bread or dairy products. But I can't stop it. I've done it since I was about 6. Yeah. And I'm a grown man now.
Oh, I'm totally with you on that. I think that is fun. There is... It's sad, but mock violence towards someone you love. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Doing it with your mum.
I told you to shut up. That kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
Deep, gravelly voice. Nobody buys it.
No. Well, that's it. Right. There's a lot of people now outside the studio staring at us, which is quite nice.
Yeah. I think it was that thing he said about your balls.
Any particular reason we've got People
just making sure everything's okay.
All right, it's quite frightening.
It's the content police.
Yeah, exactly. We thought it's just quite scary because normally there's nobody up around this time, but we just had two quite wise men, one with a beard, who's who's waving at us, and they've just appeared. And you were the man with the buttons last week, weren't you? Yeah, the button man's back. This won't mean anything to anyone listening at home, but just to put you into our situation, we're at our place of work, and two what looks like quite middle-class hitmen have arrived, both wearing sort of cardigans.
They're loving this, by the way.
Yeah, well, they look like they're about to shoot us, so it's fairly tense to do sort of a radio link where you look like you're about to be garroted by two gents. But you might see us after this link, you might not, who knows. We're doing it at my normal. We've had some really great text-ins about that. These are the kind of things you can't help but do. I've got a lovely one here. John, you're fantastic. A wonderful wreck of a human being. Bless your cotton socks. Someone here called Bob who says, I always have to make sure my pint is in the centre of my beer mat by measuring the borders with my fingers. Someone here does the transcript thing that John was on about earlier where he... Excellent. That's Joe in Northampton. Could be a girl.
You do this every time.
It's all right. I'm trying to matchmake.
It's on.
Exactly. Well, as if, dare I say, a normal lady's going to go for you. We need a proper no-falling freak. And Joe...
Very interesting incidents. When you're on the tube and you're thinking, is that girl looking at me because she finds me attractive? Or is she looking at me because I've been staring at her for the last 15 minutes? And I'm pretty sure it's usually the latter. It's when they reach for their mobile phone and curse the fact they haven't got a signal.
It's when they reach for their mace, you're in real trouble. She says, I do the transcript thing. I used to until I forgot about doing it. Now I've started it again. Usually it's usually it's in text message style. That's quite nice. So you're off, Joe. Joe has been struck from the list. You nearly made out with John Richardson, but that isn't going to happen.
You are dumped.
Yeah. That's a bit weird, isn't it? That's a very modern OCD that young lady has.
Yeah. What if she's in the middle of a conversation that's more than 68 characters long? She has to just walk away like you.
No, she has to turn around, then reset.
I've been called up on something by Ollie in Edinburgh who says, it's a great show. Thanks, good start. But don't you ask your granny to suck eggs, not blow eggs? I don't say any such thing to my granny, I'll point that out.
No, you just force her to eat vegetables against her will.
It is suck eggs, isn't it? But I think, is that just a different... I think... is it like when you're trying to get petrol out of a car, you suck the bottom and then once it starts flowing, you just leave it?
The place where I heard that phrase first is in The Hobbit, when they on about Gollum teaching his grandmother to suck eggs, and it's the very idea that you would have to teach your grandmother would be ridiculous. But because apparently it's something that as a gran it must happen as soon as your daughter gives birth to a kid. Suddenly you've got this incredible ability to suck eggs.
Who do you think was the first grandma? And the mother went, go on, teach him.
Oh, that would be...
No.
But how lovely would that be if you kind of go, so what's it like being a gran? It's a very odd side effect. You know those eggs? Yeah, what, the eggs you could never suck? Well, look at this. Mum!
She's a miracle.
I know, I can't stop doing it. Maybe that doesn't happen. Who knows? If you're a granny and you can suck eggs, tell us when you first learnt that ability. There's a very angry old lady. Oh, I've done it again. There was a mature lady last week who was very upset by me referring to her as mature. So I'm going to ask her another patronising question. I'm so sorry. But if you can suck eggs, then show us a picture. Come on. Don't be shy.
It would be, yeah. It would be nice if we had a rhetorical question answered each week.
Yeah.
And this week's rhetorical question will be, how do you actually suck an egg?
Yeah, exactly.
And next week, another ridiculous question answered.
Yeah, we should do.
Yeah.
That's technique.
Well, yeah,
I'll write that down.
Yeah, make a note. But if you're any person, maybe a young person dressed up as an old lady, see if you can suck an egg. You can ask me about my Am I Normals, lads.
What's your Am I?
Jesus Christ.
I tried.
That's 40 minutes we've been going.
The Russell Howard show, isn't it?
Well, I don't want to just say it. I need to be asked. I ask you...
Give us your Am I Normal?
Yeah,
Hey, mate, are you normal? Because I'm a right weirdo.
Okay, when I eat cereals, I like to read cookery books so that I can enjoy my cereal and also my mind.
Oh, I hate it that you do this.
Yeah.
Not only because you leave the cookery book open, but I can't handle the thought of things like chicken supreme first thing in the morning. Makes me feel sick. And I come down and you've had your cereal and it's open at like beef stroganoff.
Oh,
God, yeah.
How can you eat Rice Krispies and think about beef stroganoff?
That's wrong.
You must taste beef stroganoff.
No, that's the beauty of it. See, I'm eating the Krispies, num num num, but my head is going, later on, bit of stroganoff for you, or maybe a bit of chili con carne, maybe a souffle, maybe a bit of soup. You're just imagining all the fantastic things you could eat. It's like when you're a kid and you haven't got any, like if your mum, like, those days at school when you got like you look down, you got a tuna mayonnaise sandwich, you got nothing else.
Brain food, that, Russ. chocolates.
I used to imagine that, and it really does work. I used to put imaginary chocolate eclairs into my mouth and then kind of really think hard, and I would imagine that I had chocolate, and it really works. I haven't done it for ages, but when I was about sort of 8, I used to do it a lot and go, and the other kid's like, what are you doing? Chocolate eclairs. But if you do it, you can actually imagine it.
You never got confused. You never got tuna chocolate eclair.
Absolutely not. No, I'm not a fool.
That's vile.
Sam.
That's monstrous.
How dare you? The other ones. This is quite. It's quite bleak. I've imagined quite often. I imagine funerals of people I love and reenact them in the role I play and stuff like that. I imagine my funeral. That's quite an awkward one. We do that a lot. Lights on the motorway. You know, whenever you see them, you're driving along. I jump over them with my eyes.
I have to blink when they go past the window.
Yeah.
I blink.
Hey, now this is an interesting one. You know when you stare at something for a while, like in your case, John, it'd be a young lady who's on her own, and like for you, Sam, it'd be like a lame dog, and you think I could kill that. Do you ever get like a little thing that kind of appears in the corner of your eye? Like,
Yes.
I don't know what it is. It looks a bit like sort of like a snowflake. Did you ever get that?
I was convinced it was a ghost the first time.
Yeah, well,
absolutely.
I gave mine a name. Mine's Quartz. So I'd go...
It's from the 80s.
Yeah,
Nice.
and I'd go, all right, Quartz, how you doing? And I'd have little sort of conversations with it. I haven't seen him for ages, but I still, when he appears, I'll go, all right, Quartz? It's just quite a friendly... How dare you look at me like that, John? You have no right.
What?
What's wrong with that?
When you stare at stuff,
So, yeah, a little kind of
you
weird...
call it quartz.
No, you're not listening. So a little snowflake will appear in your eyes. And when I was a kid, I saw that little snowflake and I gave it a name because it goes from kind of the top right down to the left across in a diagonal fashion, like
That's
a screensaver.
just cack on your eye, though. Isn't
That's
it?
kind of friendly.
I'm not going to call a friendly cat. I'm not going to call him all right, friendly cat.
All right, cacker.
Yeah, exactly. I called him Quartz, and we had like a friendly, and nobody.
But that's what it is, though. It's cacking. It's not a snowflake. I know it's Christmas and that, but
Oh, why'd you do this? You're going to break your child when he can. Hey, Dad, look! I've got
I'm not having kids.
I've got an imaginary friend. Well, you haven't, have you? You got no friends. Go to your room and read your books. I love you, Dad. You don't really love me, do you? Because I'll leave one day and you'll leave and we'll never speak again, will we? But just go to bed. Are you? Will you die in your sleep?
Check your
Horrific.
grammar.
Feel the anger. You need a good woman. Joe from Northampton. Right? Just get over the whole text message thing. Send in... Well, that's it.
There's
Change
an
it.
excellent chance.
How do you suck eggs? Let's find John a girlfriend. This is the episode.
no, because we did this the other week, didn't we? And it doesn't work.
Oh, it's going to work one week.
It's just not.
I'll tell you what, we're failing that. We've got Dreaming of You by The Coral. You up for that?
I'm bang up
This
for
is
that,
a
mate.
cracking song.
This
I really
is one
love
of the
this
best
one.
songs ever, mate.
Well, this is when we first became chums to listen to this, didn't we? We were like,
Oh, yeah, down the old quartz mine.
Oh, right, fair enough, if you're going to make... See, every week I
Gonna
indulge...
turn it nasty. On
Every week I indulge your weird, creepy stuff that you do. Hey, you know, I bloody see dead people. I quite like rearranging cutlery. I make one reference and all of a sudden I'm a weirdo. Yeah. I've got a really great Am I Normal here from Matthew Brown. You'll love this, John. This is right up your alley, right? When travelling as a passenger in the front of a car, I press imaginary buttons by secretly clenching my fist to make the car jump over shadows or potholes in the road. I can either control the whole car with my left hand, or I have an individual button for both of the front wheels in my left and right hands. By tensing the muscles in my legs, I can make the back wheels jump individually, which is useful for areas of patchy shadows or heavily potholed roads. Always at the back of my mind is the possibility that one day I will be in a life or death situation where the car will blow up if any of the wheels touch a shadow. So I look at the whole activity as a practice run, so I don't let my family down by being responsible for their deaths when the time comes to jump the shadows for real. Matt Bristol, brilliant,
Perfect.
absolutely brilliant. That will never leave you. That's that awkward thing of once you start doing it, then that's how you travel. It's like I saw this kid at the zoo the other day. Eating what are those Dairy Dunkers, and he's just putting his little finger in, and he got rid of the Dunkers. He's just putting his little grabber in, and he'd obviously got to that stage, 4 years old, you know, where he's thinking, some dickheads actually use the sticks, not me. I know I like it like this, sticking his finger in, and it's amazing how quickly you develop these little things in life. You go, that's my way of driving.
It's like the 3 drain thing that you forced
Absolutely,
on me.
yeah. Well, I don't know who told me. You know when there's 3 drains and you can't walk all over all 3 of them? I think it's quite racist, because somebody told me, walk over 3, gypsy curse, which is a bit weird.
Perhaps. I'd redefine it as body charging Aryan Dreamboat, which essentially was you attempting to rugby tackle me out the way on the walk back from college, which was how I learnt the hard way how to avoid
I think
drains in a
it's
row.
only come to be bad luck because someone decided it was, and ever since then, walking over 3 drains has meant you are about to be pushed into the road by your friend to prevent you walking over 3 drains. Yeah, you'll get hit by a lorry.
But no gypsy curse.
But no gypsy curse.
Yeah, all right, just trying to help. Have we got any other Am I Normals?
Yeah, we've had one in... it was another supermarket one. I get really confused when in a shopping centre and suddenly small children glide by me without lifting their feet. And I realise that it's because they've got wheels built into their trainers.
Right.
And it makes her feel like an old lady, she says. This is Abby, because she wants to shout at them to have more respect and not skate round shops.
Sam's just got one in. Sammy, go on.
Yep, I've got this one. Right, am I normal? I used to require my cereal, usually cornflakes, to fill as much of the bowl as possible and be level. I had to do this and make sure it didn't take too long so that the flakes stayed crisp.
God, that was reading out loud, and that nearly killed you.
That nearly did it.
That was unbelievable.
Mind you, there's a great plus.
The word cornflakes nearly made you had a seizure.
That was it. I was too away from the stroke.
Rather than go for it again, you went
Flake.
It's like Margaret Thatcher.
I think I covered myself up quite nicely.
Okay, well, let's see if you can read the second. This is the part of the show we like to call Can Sam Read.
How many weeks have you been trying to read your own email address out?
How dare you!
Oh.
Go on. What's the next one?
Can I not go there?
By the way, the stuff you see in your eyes is a bit of dead cell from your retina, etc.
Well, it's not.
No,
it's
not. It's quartz.
It's quartz.
What do you mean quartz?
Why is everyone trying to steal my friends?
He's not dead, mate. He's not dead.
I've got one here. My sister and I have to hold our breath whenever we drive through tunnels. Are we normal? Lizzie from London.
Never go to France.
Absolutely. Yeah. What, Lizzie? Lizzie!
Here are the two blue girls. Welcome to France.
Either they are big fans of the Smurfs, or we have trouble on our hands, Barry. Barry? Yes, that is my name. I thought you were called Renoir. No, Barry's my name. Where are you from? I don't know. What have you got, Sam? Got the other one?
Speaking of cereals, I often find myself moving the Rice Krispies around the bowl as if I was shoveling cement. When I pour the milk, that is the water that you have.
It's not him again. That's 2 bits that Sam has
Peter
to read
H,
out.
you've done me.
Right.
So to speak.
If you can send in any more emails, can we have them in Braille for Sam, because he's really struggling. Right, this is Promise You a Miracle, Simple Minds. After this, we're going to get into the news. Got some really great stories. You may have heard it about the world's tallest man who saved dolphins this week. And now Sam puts his glasses on. Maybe that's why he couldn't read before. Can't believe you've just put your glasses on.
Ross, you're blonde.
Nice. So we're going to get into that. We've got some really great news stories, and we're going to have a big chat about that. And we're also going to try and create our very own X-Men, but we're going to call them the Y-Men. Don't forget, you can text us in 64046 or email russell.6music@bbc.co.uk with any queries, any texts, any Am I Normals, anything. Now, my favourite news story of the week. Did you read this, guys?
Oh, I read it, mate.
Oh, absolute cracker. I don't know if you read this, Sam. It's a brilliant story. The world's tallest man has been using his powers for goods. He reached into the mouth of a dolphin to retrieve plastic shards which would have caused the dolphin's pain, right? He was asked to do it. He's not a weirdo. He didn't just turn up and shove it in. But basically the story behind it, this guy called Bao, how do you pronounce that? Sheehan. Let's call him Mr. Bao, that's what they do. Mr. Bao, he's 7'9", right? Some vets at an aquarium in Fushan, northeast China, turned to Mr. Bao for help after they were unable to extract the shards. How gutted would you be if you're the second tallest man? You got no job there. Imagine that, if you're 7'8". It's probably some 7'8" blokes said, I could have done it, but nobody called me.
The worst thing is, it's perfectly conceivable that a guy who's an inch shorter might still have longer arms, which will make him more useful for reaching into a dolphin's stomach.
Because Peter Shilton, only 5'10", knew he was going to be quite short when he was a schoolboy. He used to hang himself from his rafters at his house to stretch his arms, so his arms are 4 inches longer than most normal people's.
So it's the gait of a gorilla.
Absolutely, yeah. But that's real. That's that's knowing that you're going to be a good footballer. It would have been fairly. I mean, he'd be a very good waiter as well. But imagine that if you why have you got such long arms? You're only a forklift truck driver. Well, that'd be quite useful, I guess.
Do you reckon a guy who's 7'8" stretches himself? It would be ironic to think that there's probably people who are about 3 foot tall who go to bed quite happy at night, and there's a guy who's 7'8" going to bed and sleeping in a rack.
But it must be so difficult, because it's that thing of, if you're going to be a record breaker, if you're going to be 7'5", you may as well be 7'10". You may as well be the tallest man. As I'm quite, I'm ridiculously tall. Yeah, but you're not as tall as that man who put his hand in a dolphin's mouth.
Shut up.
But what would you rather be though? What would you rather be, really tall or really small?
Really tall.
Yeah?
Really small.
Oh, easy. I reckon I have a theory that your entire life, a massive barometer of success is how tall you are. If you're born tall, I bet if you did statistics for how successful people are, most of them are tall.
All right. How'd you explain Nick Nack from the Bond films?
He's an actor, mate. And Knick-Knack was an odd job, man. Technically, I bet he was on about 12 grand a year, something like that.
Yeah, but the fun he had, I'd go really small. You can have a right laugh. In terms of spooking people, you can't really go boo as well if you're tall. Whereas if you're a little person, you can hide in various nooks and crannies.
Oh, yeah.
Sammy Lee, the ex-Liverpool footballer, once put himself in, the plane, what they call the overhead compartments.
Lockers.
In lockers in planes. He hid himself in there on a video that I saw. It's really great. You'd love it. Because the stewardess is kind of going, let's have like that. And Sammy Lee goes, hey, I was only walking around. And she has him chucked off the plane.
Yeah.
Which is awkward, but very funny.
You won't get away with that these days.
It's a great story, though, isn't it, lads? Don't you think? He's just... Because apparently, the story behind it, he's a sheep herder. Is that right? And
yeah, he was a herdsman. He was very lonely. They reckon that the reason he's so tall is because he used to sleep out in the cold in shorts. And they reckon somehow exposing his legs to the night cold made them stretch.
Yeah, exactly. But that's a theory they all had. But he had a growth spurt when he was 15, and, he'd had quite a tough time. He never, he never had a girlfriend. He was just like, sort of chatting to sheep and stuff like that. It's pretty much John's ideal existence. And then one day, how cool's this? I love the idea they're going, we got plastic shards in the dolphin. How are we going to get them out? Should we use that industrial hoover? Oh, what are you on about, Well, we could change the setting. For real. Tony has to carry his wang around in a tube because of that thing. And then they must have sat there going, we can't get the plastic shards. And then somebody must have just had a brilliant thought of, what about that tall bloke who lives with the sheep?
Oh, Mr. Bow.
Yeah, Mr. Bow, let's get him. Where have you seen him? Oh, he was getting some porn the other day for a dwarf. Just reached up, no problem, gave it to him. The dwarf went away happy. And then this guy becomes the hero, right? Puts his hand in a dolphin's stomach, pulls out the shards, gets a girlfriend. How cool is that? I love the idea that they met. Those I saw yous at the back of, like listings magazines? It's normally like, I saw you on a bus, I was wearing a Slayer shirt. At the ice rink, you were pirouetting, I was crying on my own. I love the idea, saw you, putting your hand into a dolphin's stomach. I was the one at the back going, go on, deeper, you giant, go on, you sexy sod. And now he's got a girlfriend, he's happy. So, basically, the scheme of this show, we thought... Now, it was John's idea, really, wasn't it? We thought what we could try and do is create like a Y-Men, like an X-Men.
I reckon there must be, because if you want to contact someone, there should be like a yellow pages
Absolutely.
for weirdos. So if you've got something stuck in a
weirdos
dolphin,
is wrong, especially gifted people.
Exactly.
All right, then.
They're not going to sign up, hey, do you want to be a weirdo? Bloody love to, yeah.
But,
The uniquely
a
gifted.
sort of a collection of people who have maybe what you consider to be a party trick that you think is fairly useless, but in the right situation could turn out to save an animal's life.
Exactly, because my friend Steve can actually fart the national anthem.
Well, there you go. He's probably not going to get in the book, mate, because I can't see that ever being that's a weird hostage situation if that's ever needed.
No, but...
Distraction. Stand in a corner.
If you're... Absolutely, distraction's a very good idea. Some bloke's pulling off a heist... like that, and then national anthem starts up. He's like, I'm quite patriotic, I'll sing.
Yeah.
You've got the gun, you've shot him in the head, you've saved the day.
But that's more to
As
do
an
with whether
example.
Steve was there or not. You couldn't call Steve up and say, the guy holding
you
up
could.
a bank.
Hey Steve, come round here, there's a bloke holding up a bank. Have you had a big dinner? Good, brilliant, come round. Wallop, there you go.
Okay.
Little girl saved.
We can maybe get him on the phone later to fart it down there. I mean, I'm not sure if it's great radio, if people are making their Sunday dinner and some bloke's guffing over the radio airwaves, but it could be fun.
Who was that woman who sucked an egg?
Hey?
Have you still got that email?
Sam had it.
I've got it here.
Here we go. This could go either way.
I'm going to try to redeem myself. As I'm cooking some scramble at the minute, which is nice, just scramble, I tried sucking an egg. I now have feathers and chicken muck in my gob, so that's nice. It's not a woman, it's Graham from Cambridge.
Is it Graham? Oh, sorry, Graham. I picture that as a very erotic moment, just holding an egg while we were talking about it. And I think he looked at the egg for 30 seconds, and then he just brought it slowly up to his mouth and had a little suckle on the old egg. But I don't know if Graham knows you have to put a hole in the egg. Don't just suck an eggshell.
Ooh,
That's
that
just
could've gone
sucking
wrong.
an egg.
Yeah.
It's very different.
We're getting really into this whole egg sucking thing. We were going to do it about X-Men and stuff like that, but now the egg suckers. How you doing? Hope you're very well indeed on this excellent Sunday, 17th of December. It's nearly Christmas.
Damn right.
Oh, I'm quite excited. You have it doesn't feel very Christmassy in the world at the minute, though, does it? Do you know what I mean? Like a little while ago, like 2 weeks, I think I was quite excited and everything seemed quite Christmassy, but now you just wander around and go...
It's that fallow period, though, isn't it, where it
Yeah,
kicks in, because I sort of waited and didn't do anything, didn't listen to any Christmas songs till it was December, and then I had
but
loads.
my God, you've gone for it since, haven't you?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I only eat listening to Christmas songs now.
So, yeah, which is quite a lot of fun for us, because every time we play Jingle Bells, he just stuffs pies into his mouth. It's become like Pavlovian's dog things. So, what we're doing, if you're just joining us, what there was a fantastic news story. The world's tallest man, last week, or during this week, he saved some dolphins by putting his massive grabbers into their stomachs and pulling out plastic shards that would have killed them. So what we thought we'd do is try and sort of look at all the various world records held and how they could save the world. We've already got a few. Don't forget you can text us in 64046 or email russell.6music@bbc.co.uk with any skills.
You're going to sit and watch that, Sam, after what he's been giving you this month?
Sit and watch it.
Oh.
It's a three-way sort of attack.
Swivel.
Swivel. Yeah, but you can text us in any skills you've got and any ways in which you think that those skills could benefit the world. And at the end of the show, what we're going to do, we're actually going to put them on the website, so you're going to be our top 5 superheroes. We've done our research. In the break, we found a few. Tim Johnson here, California, in USA, 15 years old. He can balance the most spoons on his face, which is 15. Which we thought would be quite useful if you have 15 orphans who have soup but lack the apparatus to eat said soup. Apparatus as well, American. We've got a really great one here. Kim Goodman. John doesn't like this. Kim Goodman, you've seen her on the TV. She's the lady that can pop her eyeballs out the furthest. Now, that's how John reacted. Now, the way we thought she can pull them out to 0.43 of an inch, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you hear like that looming upon you, it is actually quite a lot. We thought that would be good for men who were worried about the size of their penis. If you got your gear out and she pulled that face, that'd make you feel quite good. That as well, if you like. John could be there in the background, like Jones from Police Academy. Have you got any, John?
Yeah, there's a dog that popped 100 balloons in 53.74 seconds. That's 2 balloons a second.
Which is wonderful.
It's very useful in a football match, you know, when all the balloons blow onto the pitch and they have to stop playing until all the players pop them. Send Bingo on, or whatever his name is.
We've got his name. Have you not got his name?
I didn't bother with his name because he was a dog and I didn't think he'd be listening and he'd be that bothered.
Nice.
But I also wonder why you would train a dog to pop balloons unless you just hate the joy of children. That's obviously an owner who's just got really tired of happy children.
He hates happy children, or he hates New Year's Eve. When all the balls, when all the balloons, everyone's like, grab a balloon. That's got to be fun. That must be available on YouTube, just to see a confused, frightened, angry dog just ruff, pop, why, hup, hup. And the owner just, good dog, that's it.
Don't stop now.
Yeah, exactly, but that would be useful. We've got some others here. We've got the fastest time it takes to eat 3 mince pies. That was 1 minute and 26. What we thought we'd do is try and beat that. Have we got the pies for Sam?
We didn't get the pies.
Oh, did we not get them?
I nearly got some in Sainsbury's this morning on the way in, but it was 6 o'clock in the morning when I drove in, and I looked at the pies and nearly spewed up all over my shoes.
Nice. You listen to Six Music there.
Didn't bother with that.
I'll still have a piece of that action there.
Here's a belter, right? Sam, what do you reckon the record is for the most sit-ups done in 24 hours?
7,
right? You've gone quite low. It's 130,200.
Sweet,
baby, quite a lot of sit-ups, that. When I told Six Music's Russell Howard that, his first comment was, I just get bored. As if the only thing stopping him doing 130,201 sit-ups in a day is that he'd get to 130,000 to go, I've had enough.
Absolutely.
I'm going to London.
Yeah. It's like that Travis video. You know, you can only do it for long enough. I'm pretty confident I could do that much. But just get a stage. What I'd have to do is have a couple of dwarfs on my back, so I'd have someone to chat to, make it a bit tougher.
On your back? They get crushed.
I'm not doing press-ups.
Sit-ups?
Oh, sit-ups. I'd have them sort of holding my knees.
Spotty,
yeah, one on each knee. Come on! You can do it! Because they don't all speak like that, though. We should point out Sam, who really got into that and started doing an impression of Gwildor.
Yeah, all I'm saying is prove it.
Yeah, what do you mean, prove it?
Sam,
if you don't watch yourself, we're going to have some dwarfs come down here and go, read this, you prick.
Bring a tenner.
Yeah, we should point out Sam is skint and he's trying to get money off anybody.
I can throw in a pair of Russell's pants.
Stop it. Oh, this is an absolute belter, this. This is for... do you want to know what the most amount of self-inflicted kicks to the head is? Right? This is genuinely in the Guinness Book of Records. A man called J.P. Destiny, that's his real name, which is a belter. I'd love to answer. Imagine that in Register. Destiny J.P. Here. He can kick himself in the head 57 times in a minute. Now, the thing I love about that could really highlight the plight of schizophrenia, with him just kind of for a minute kicking 57 kicks to your head. But he did it on a live show. He did it on the Guinness Book of Records show, which I've got.
That'll be on YouTube or something, hasn't it?
But you've got to imagine that moment of them kind of go, so what's your record? And him just start beating the crap out of his face. Stop it! I'm a record breaker. Someone get Roy Castle. Because obviously this was done years ago. Right, what else we got?
Most bras unhooked in a minute.
Yeah, I was bloody good that day, wasn't I? Christ, just pop, poppity, pop, pop. Yeah. What is it? What's the record?
It's 42. Seems
Really?
beatable, doesn't it, that? That seems beatable.
Yeah, but you'd have to make sure you set that up first.
Yeah, you can't just go around town doing it.
You can't just do that around Oxford Circus. I'm a record breaker. Get your hands off my tits. I'm a record breaker. You must have set that up. That'd be quite useful for kind of what you wouldn't have given. You know, when you're like very nervous with a young lady, you're sort of about 15 and you're doing that kind of like fumbly, awkward thing. If there was a noise where he could go, and he would appear and just pop it for you, that'd be quite useful. I mean, he's not really going to get into our X-Men because he's a bit X-rated, but it'd be quite useful. Anything else? Hey, I'll tell you what we have got. We got the first... Oh, no, I won't read it out in quite such a jolly way. Oh, yeah, the largest... Do you know what the largest gathering of people dressed as gorillas is? I'll tell you, 637 people dressed as gorillas. They did a run for Diane Fossey, and they did it on 25th of September. Now, what'd be great about that? They should have done that the moment after people left Big Brother. That would have been fantastic. Just people leaving a reality house, just gorillas everywhere. That'd be wonderful. You've sent us in some really great emails about the Y-Men. We got somebody here who, hi Russell, John, and Sam, hope you're well. Can I be a Y person, please? Even though my power's a bit dubious, I'm still doing my best after all. Sometimes when I'm driving and I have to go around a hairpin bend that's a bit narrow, I think I can predict it if there'll be something coming the other way. This foresight doesn't always prove right. Oh God, that's a bit bleak.
Oh, this is terrible.
But when it does, I feel all superhuman and powerful for the rest of the car journey, especially because it means I've slowed down before the oncoming car has, and so have a sort of moral high ground. I also know how many biscuits are in the tin before I open it. Now we're talking. Now that is a superpower.
If you live on your own and you only ever have 3 biscuits,
don't
in the
ruin
tin.
it. No, because I'm a bit like that. I can go, oh, there's about 8 fondant fancy, and they appear. But I've got Jedi powers. We've spoken about this many times. People say that I'm cheating by feeling the weight of it or giving it a surreptitious shake, but I don't let them destroy my power with doubt. Exactly, Joe from Macclesfield.
Yeah, those people will get you down, Joe. Can I just say, though, never drive again. Ever. No, don't even get in a car.
Hey, she's given herself a name, Percepto Girl. She also says, P.S. Hi, John. I reckon you're lovely and developed a bit of a fondness for your accent. Where exactly are you from?
I'm from Lancaster.
You like it now? That was lovely a minute ago. She should never... I'm from Lancaster.
Oh.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's what happened, mate.
What?
A minute ago, you didn't want to drive in. Now you want to...
I still don't want her driving.
John,
but
don't.
Maybe I drive her to the wedding.
What, you're going to drive her? You've got a meter there, mate.
No, I can't trust her. She's too busy filling up the biscuits.
Yeah, exactly. That would be great if she came down the aisle. I reckon there's 4 in there. You open it, there's 5, and you just slapped her across the face.
Jilted by a hobnob. We've got Chris has had one in.
Yeah.
He's combined... He's listened to the show, and he's combined it. So he's gone, I can separate eggs very well. Possibly by sucking, maybe, we hope. Mm-hmm. If I put this talent to use, we could cure both obesity and starvation. They send the whites to America so they have a healthy diet, while the protein-filled yolks could be used to cease famine.
Okay, we got a text here. I think I might have the loudest clap in the world, but I'm too scared to have it measured in case I'm proven unexceptional. It can be used to scare us off. Now, I think the comedic angle John's going to go down to is, I'll be honest, the one we're all going to. Either you've got, like, you know, your penis going, why, really loudly. But I don't know what the clap actually is. Text us in if you've got anything. Yeah. What is it? It's one of those... I remember seeing it in Soldier once, and either Robson and Jerome putting their wang in, like, Dettol. Yeah, and I remember I was about 8 thinking...
Don't do that at home.
No, absolutely don't do that. You know, well, I know that now. But I can remember, like, 8 years old, kind of going, Mum, why are they doing that? And she's like, oh, they got to clap. Is that what you got to do? Yeah. Go to bed now. So you go to bed with that bit, and that knowledge will always be imprinted on me. But don't do that. I'm sure it doesn't get rid of the clap, because I seem to remember Robson really screaming. But we got any others?
Genevieve says, I can...
Genevieve, my God, what is wrong with you today?
He's just trying to read every vowel.
Genevieve. I tell you, I like in that Harry Potter, that Hermione. God, she's good, isn't she? Go on, right, have a go.
She can juggle, she can turn coffee into pee, and she can lie on her tummy and touch her head with her feet. She can do all manner of things. Now that is talent.
Yeah, it sounded really seedy as well. We got one. This is from Seska Anna. My power is the ability to scare people who can't sing away from performing at karaoke. Surely the benefit to mankind is obvious. That's fair enough. Basically, we're talking about if you join us, the world's tallest man who this week saved a dolphin. Have you ever saved an animal?
I came frightfully close when I was a child. I tried to take home an injured rook. it was a little more than injured. It was dead. And my mother told me that wasn't a good thing, but I wanted to keep it. I was pretty certain I could save it, and apparently that was the point at which I started to lose faith.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I've saved an animal. I remember it was really, I'm not sure if it's saving it from death, but certainly from what happened. Now, my mum was going away. I think we were about sort of 13 or something like that. Whenever my mum she'd like leave them for like a few hours. She'd leave like a list of stuff we had to do, you know, like clean the tables, clean the rooms, blah, blah, blah. If this happens, do this. You know, if in case of emergency, ring this number, blah, 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 blah. And everything was on this list. You're like, right, I'm off now. I'm going to the shop. Should be fine. I'm like, yeah, we'll be fine. And literally, as soon as my mum left, my dog Bert started having sex with his mum, Jess. And we looked on the list and it wasn't there. And it was terrifying. We didn't
have to think your mum's been teaching the dogs tricks if it's on the list.
But it was like he'd done it on purpose. It's like he was like shagging her from behind, looking at us, going, "Yeah, you won't find that on the list," like that. And Jess looked terrified, but slightly terrified. She was kind of into it, and I was sort of creaky. Anyway, we're looking on the list for how to stop it, and we're all quite panicky. Oh, what do we do? Oh God, it's going to be like some mutant baby. So we rang up my nan. It was lovely because rang up my nan. And we were like quite panicky. Oh, Nan, Bert's having sex with Jess. And my nan, it was almost like she'd been preparing for this moment because she said nothing other than cold water. So we put cold water on the dogs and they stopped having sex immediately.
That all your nan said?
That's all she said. Yeah, it was like
cold water. I mean, maybe she was shouting for cold water at her end.
It's lucky.
So God knows what she was up to.
Frying pan. It would have been awkward if she was in the middle of a meal or something like that. More hot water, eh? Cut them! And she's on about carrots, but no.
So you've saved... That's saving an animal's...
That's saving an animal from a rape. So I've done that. I've never saved it from death. Yes. But I have saved it from a rape from its own son.
All right.
Well, that's pretty admirable.
Made me feel pretty good, so I could be a superhero. If there's any, cats or dogs doing it...
We'll put that in the book.
Absolutely. Put them in. My skill is cold water over would-be animal rapists. Yeah. That's my skill. So I deal with the real monsters that come in, like for Rottweilers out of hand.
You've seen some stuff.
I've seen stuff, and I'll put it out. Russell Howard puts out animal rape. That's my catchphrase and my tattoo. You've seen it.
Kids just say woof woof no.
Hey, I tell you what, this links in quite nicely to playing God. We do this every week. What we do if we were a deity. I've already dealt with that. You know, if there was any sort of animal rape, straight away cold water, stopped. That's my first one. How about you, John? What have you got this week?
I've got a cracker this week, right? Yep. When you receive or buy or find anything that's yours, right? Yes. You put it where you want it, where that thing will go. So if it's keys, on the key rack. If it's a TV, pop it on your TV stand, and then you say the words nominate base and then the object. So nominate base TV. Right, that TV, then that is its home. If ever that TV goes away from there, or your keys move, you just shout the words, TV, return to base immediately, and the TV goes exactly back to where you nominated as its base. This eliminates theft. If anyone steals your TV, you just say return to base, and it's your TV again, right? If you lose your keys, return to base, your keys appear back on the hook. Mm-hmm. It's perfect. It's a perfect system, and mess as well, because I originally thought of it because of all the mess in our flat. Yeah. And I thought if there was a way I could just put all those cups away. Yeah. Now I can. I just I can't because this isn't real, but in my head it's real. And I just say return to base cup, and then the cup goes back in the cupboard, and it'll be dirty.
What if the cup is enjoying where it is?
The cup isn't enjoying where it is. Cups enjoy being clean and inside the cup cupboard.
What if the cup?
That's why it's called a cupboard.
What if the cups enjoy being in my manky room and just chilling out with me?
No, they don't.
Well, they do. You haven't seen them.
The stuff that grows inside them indicates they don't. If ever mould and green filth that smells of putrid death is pouring out of my mouth, that's not a sign I'm having fun.
Is it not?
No.
What about last week you were doing that? You were giggling?
Yeah, I'd had a few.
Yeah, you had. On those eggs. You're listening to Six Music. John, Sam even, what's your... If you were God, what would you do?
This week I'd modify country folk to give them the edge back against city dwellers. It has to be said. They may have superior nightlife, increased wages, designer clothes and size zero women, but in my world, country folk would have spikes on their elbows, so no more problems on the tube. You'd give them the ability to fly, they can get around quicker. Flying horses, they love horses. That'd be amazing. Like it's the folks from the country coming over the head.
So hang on, so simply because they dwell in the country, you're not going to give them spikes for elbows?
So come on, have you never been through Waterloo and not thought spike on the end of the elbow? That'd be quite nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I live in a city though. So by your rules, I wouldn't have that power.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
what about
maybe
city
that is
folk
quite
who
elitist.
move to the country?
And what about country folk when they want to play
See,
Twister?
maybe that's a horrendous stereotype. I've always taken city folk as more savvy. Like they're like snakes. They can just sort of slide in between people.
They're
This
like
kind of thing.
snakes.
Yeah, not people.
So to eradicate this problem, what you're effectively saying is, country folk, if you're coming into cities, bring a knife.
Yeah.
Yep.
But just attach it to your elbow,
Don't
so you
kill
can
foxes.
indiscriminately stab people. You can't even sort of,
God, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, what if a little kid goes up to their granddad who's come in from the country, tickles them, out of instinct, both his elbows go up, he stabs two people.
It's the price you pay. It's the price you pay. He's going to be fine on the tube.
He's going to be fine, but there's two dead people next to him, and that little girl's going to see death, and her granddad did that. He's going to be in jail, known as Elbow Killer.
Why don't you
Wow,
just tell
that's
country
respect.
folk not to travel on the tube at peak times?
Absolutely.
Well, I give them shotguns too if they
You're
want.
not giving them
They've
shotguns.
already got shotguns. Have you not read the news? They've all got shotguns.
But that would be great, wouldn't it? Like, if just some countryman appears like that, kind of go, oh, yeah, I got a gun. And where did you get that gun? God gave it to me. Some bloke called Sam calling himself God. And I remember I had the gun in my hand, and I shot this man, and then some bloke went, you shot him? And I went, gun, back to base. And it disappeared. Mine is slightly different. Mine's the skill just for me, Russell Howard. God's going to give me this talent. If anyone gives me grief, I'm going to have the ability, if I click my fingers, to give that person a bum for a face. Now, it's a fairly different approach, but you know when someone nicks your parking space, bum for a face. If someone's rude, you know when someone walks past a homeless person, spare any change, they don't, bum for a face. If they throw change at people in Tesco, bum for a face. And I can change their faces back to faces, but I probably won't.
Yeah, you'll forget.
I will, yeah, I'll forget, but
The
they'll know.
world will be full of bum faces.
That's a new race,
Because
though.
you'll get a lot. I've given you a lot of grief.
Yeah, bum for a face.
I'll
be
not having
honest.
a bum for. I'm God, and I'm not having a bum for a face.
You're having a bum for a face. I'm a self-hater as well, so some mornings I look at myself in the mirror and go, bum for a face.
You are not a self-hater.
Yeah, I am, come on.
Anyone who spends the amount of time you look in mirrors, looking at mirrors, is not a self-hater.
That's simply not true.
Thing is, I know you, and I know that you're going to get to a point where you're going to be curious about the bum for a face, and you're going to quite enjoy having a bum for a face. And there's going to be a whole morning where you're looking at yourself in the mirror, probably doing hideous things, going, no,
You'll give yourself a bum for a face, and your first words out of that bum will be, "Hey, nice hair."
Well, you got me there. Sweet sugar. But actually, I haven't thought
Now
this
I
through.
can stick the pazzes right in my face.
Stop it. So, the faces are going to be on the bums.
The faces are on the bums.
yeah.
Oh, they've got right. So they've got eyes.
So they've got eyes in their bum.
Right.
hideous.
Noses.
Uh,
You got to be careful where you put the nose on a bum face.
I'll keep the nose on the bum. I'll keep it up top. It's mainly a bum for a face, and I'll change it so it only like lands.
so basically, it's just a face with a crease down the middle of it.
What, like they've slept funny? Absolutely not. No, like poo will come out of it. And all
Where's the
sorts.
mouth?
Where's the mouth? there to catch the poo.
There
the
to
ra-
catch the poo. I'll probably just let mine drop if that's all right with you.
Can if you like. Bum for a face. But like I say, that's only if you give me grief. If you're nice, then it's fine.
So
What
who's
if you
aimed at?
deserve grief though?
Then you get a bum for a face. That's the beauty of the
But
scheme.
even if you deserve the grief,
Then you get a bum for a face.
right? Well, you're getting a breast for ears.
Well, I don't mind that. Not a problem.
You won't be able to hear though.
Yeah, but I'll be able to squeeze myself all day. Hey, Russell, you're late for a meeting. Don't matter. I was feeling my titty ears up.
No, you wouldn't have heard them. They'd have gone, "Hey, Russell, you're late for a meeting." You'd have gone,
What's that noise?
"That's the noise you make when you're feeling up your boob ears."
My boob is okay. Yeah, well, that's not a problem. I'm fine. I don't see what you've got a bum
And then
for a
you
face.
get a bit excited and take yourself off to your bedroom.
Yeah. but I'm still having fun. Meanwhile, you're sorting around town. People are like, Jesus Christ, is that John? Yeah, he's got a bum for a face. God, he must have really annoyed Russell. Where is he? I don't know. He disappeared weeks ago. Squeezing his titty ears. And meanwhile, that'd be horrific if I go to the city and someone stabs my titties.
Justified.
It's not justified in any way. Animal. How are we, chaps? We well?
I'm alright.
I'm alright.
I think I've eaten something sharp and it's cut my lower lip.
Hey, I tell you what. Well, if we get the world's tallest man in, we can nip those shards out.
Well, I think it's gone now, and I don't really need someone with 8-foot arms to reach into my mouth. I can pretty much reach that myself, unless you give me an arse for a face, in which case this issue will not be an issue.
Nice, it could be. Now we've been looking at the superpowers. If I can find them somewhere here, we're trying to create our very own Y-men today, and they are. Oh yeah, great. We got one from Gemma in Manchester. Says her mate can balance on baked bean tins. He would be good if there was a robbery in a tinned goods section of a supermarket. He could climb up the beans and then jump on the baddies and save the day, which is quite nice. We've got one here from Greg in London. My Bezzy mate Paul can fit his body through a tennis racket. Not sure how this could benefit the world, but he is good at parties. Maybe he could be a spy and do this trick to create a diversion whilst his partner stole the microchip from a villain's bedroom. Nice, they've really thought that through.
I'm assuming that the tennis racket has had the strings removed. Otherwise, that is a skill. If he's made up of tiny cubes, that's a skill.
Absolutely. Well, we've got another one here. The first successful face transplant was Isabelle Dunard. It would be great if she committed a crime. Oh, so this is about having... you can't really claim that. Somebody here's got claiming that they can have their face transplanted, and it would be useful if they committed a crime and then ran off and changed their face. That doesn't really work in any way, because it would take ages, so you'd probably be in a hospital for probably about 6 months before somebody went, oh yeah, no, it was him, they nicked that stuff. This is what we did find. Now, the youngest ever radio presenter... she's 8 years old. What's her name, John?
Kimberly Perez.
Yeah.
She's been doing a show since she was 5.
Since 5 years old. Now,
you've got to think that's going to be rubbish.
Well, you say that, and let's be honest, I heard yours yesterday. We were in our flat yesterday. And John, we found like radio footage of him when he was... How old are you?
How old am I now? I'm 24 now.
Now, were you then?
I don't know. I made radio shows from... my first appearance on radio was when I was about 3.
It's unbelievable. But and he still got it. That was what's fantastic. In our flat, he went, where is that? Within 5 minutes, he had it.
Within 5? It was within 3, mate.
All right,
I went to my box of tapes.
Yeah, and there it was.
The DJ shows, subsection me.
And then he was rewinding it. Oh, it was so funny. It was just him. Hello, you joiners. With his mate Lee. And the beginning bit was them reading out a... it was a story about like what to do in your garden, wasn't it?
It's a story about a digger.
About a digger. It was honestly the most mundane. He reckons that they used to listen to it in class, which is really lovely.
That show never aired, but we used to record an episode of Rocket Radio every week.
Rocket Radio, I forgot that's what it was called.
Miss Hickson would let us play it. We'd lose 15 minutes of lessons, but she knew it. She knew I had talent.
What was lovely about it is the way you signed off every little feature. So they'd be kind of going, they'd be there going, the digger is a very useful tool to get rid of stuff that has gathered up. And his mate Lee's obviously a bit simple, so he doesn't know any of the words. So you go, the digger can extract materials from the floor and move them. And then when they get to the end of their bit, they go, thank you, and then introduce a song. It's fantastic. After every single bit, thank you.
It's a winning recipe.
Yeah, it's really good.
And then the only songs we ever used to play were off the WWF album. This is Bret the Hitman Hart.
It's great. Is that right?
Album,
well, you used to play that in school?
Yeah, we didn't really do songs on the school show.
Just it was more a podcast.
More of an education. It was like a podcast.
So in many ways, you started that.
I think so. So Ricky, if you're listening, send us a few quid, mate, because I think you owe me it.
We got another news story here. This is a bit horrible, right? Apparently not everyone's trying to save, because Mr. Bow has done a good thing, saved a dolphin, as we were talking about this morning.
2 dolphins.
Has he saved 2? That was the first one.
That's my dolphin noise.
Where's the second one? That's the second one. Well, what's the dolphin with a big man's fist in his mouth? How does that go? Excellent. Now, have you heard this? Roadkill Cafe. This is horrible, this. Apparently, there's a new book out called Roadkill Cafe, and it gives loads...
It's a BBC series.
Is it really?
It's going on TV, mate.
And it's basically loads of recipes for animals you could hit and eat. And, have you ever killed anything and ate it?
I think I've hit one rabbit, but it wasn't, when I look back, it wasn't there. So hopefully, I didn't really.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? My granddad used to get obsessed with that. So, like, if you'd forever, like, my dad was driving, he'd accidentally hit like something. My granddad, oh, we're not going for that. We're not going back for that. Oh, he wouldn't have minded that. And he kind of go, what? Shit, I'm not going to actually eat that. It's terrifying.
I have some recipes.
Have we got any? Have you?
I have edible dormouse stew, if you fancy it. Hedgehog carbonara. I can tell I can sell you with that.
Yeah.
Raccoon kebabs. And skunk skillet stew.
What's horrible about it is edible dormouse really brings that back. My mum used to threaten us with that, like when we were naughty. That was her major thing. If we were like acting up, right, you're getting edible dormouse tonight, and I know because we watched some programming about how you can eat it. It's one of the threats I used to get. Do you ever get a threat as a kid? What was the regular threat you got?
Didn't used to get one. It's just used to behave.
I can just exactly. I could just imagine when you were sent to bed, you went to bed, didn't you?
Of course I did.
Exactly. See, did you never try and push it?
No, that's when you push it is when you get sent to bed. You get asked to go to bed, you present your case. If there's a case for staying up, you stay up. If there isn't, you go to bed. And then you push it and you start having to get sent to bed.
That was a sneakster. What I used to do, 8:29, I'd go, cup of tea, mum? Because my bedtime was 8:30. So, cup of tea, lovely cup of tea. Biscuit, mother? You know, just try and, like, so you can just live in this dream world of, like 5 to 9, getting into school the next day. What time? I'm a bit tired. What time do you go to bed? 5 to 9? Oh yeah? Did you see Clarence, Ronnie Barker? I did. I saw all of it. That's the way I rock. You look tired. You would be if you were living the life I did. My friend Swank, talking to threats, my friend Swank used to, he had a pheasant in his fridge, and whenever his mum used to get on his nerves, he used to take it out of the fridge and chase her around with it. You could probably get that in the River Cafe. The sad thing about it, you could see that the middle classes in this country are going to really get into that. Have you seen Roadkill Cafe? It's absolutely wonderful. What we're eating now is actually an otter that was run over by a moped. Lovely stuff. And here, that's what have you got over there? I've got a hedgehog that was kicked in with a child wearing wellies, and my fat children actually stomped on ladybirds for eating their mousse. It's horrible. I want normal foods. I mean, it's, you know, is it slightly different from, like, you can't eat rat or anything like that?
You can't eat rat, that's what the show says. But it's dangerous to start advocating knocking stuff over and eating it, because you're going to get people driving through, like, fields of cattle. It's come out of nowhere, so eat it, so 2 fillet steaks.
Yeah, no, good. Does that excuse cannibalism? If you hit somebody and you went, oh, I'll have that in a pie.
Yeah, I don't think so. But you're not allowed to eat rat. And then it also said in the article, you must also remember that it's illegal to possess any part of a badger.
Really?
Illegal to possess any part of a badger.
I didn't know you could actually possess a badger.
Yeah, Uri Geller's got some stuff to answer for.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
He'd been sneaking around.
If that was like the opening episode, just Uri Geller.
When I click my fingers, you are no longer going to think you are a badger.
I am no longer a badger.
You will think you are a Nigerian housemate.
I am a Nigerian housemate.
You will not worry that his accent might be a little bit racist.
I don't worry about racism.
Now, when I click my fingers, you wake up. Then I'm going to smash your face in with a spade and turn to Borat. Oh, dear. It's all gone broke.
That was beautifully done. Beautifully done.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's absolutely fine. Now, I'll tell you what, though. With the middle class, would you ever do that? You got to worry about the middle classes. Like,
they get angry, don't they?
Well, they were angry this week. There was a really great story about the first gay marriage this week was in. Do you know where it was? In a sitcom, this is.
I do. I believe it was in Ambridge.
It was The Archers. How fantastic is that? And they were quite. I think that's wonderful. I think because it's quite a normal relation, wasn't it? They've been going out for like 2 years, and then they kind of thought, oh, you know, let's. It's what's the actual phrase? It's a civil agreement, is it? Or
civil partnership.
Civil partnership. So they've done that. How lovely is that? And yet,
there was a spokesman for Christian Voice.
Oh, really?
Now, you can't call yourself Christian, but you can't speak for all Christians unless you're the Pope.
Absolutely.
So isn't that the point of the Pope? Mm-hmm. But anyway, this guy from Christian Voice came out and said that this was nauseating.
Really?
And that he hoped that the remaining listeners would come to their sense and listen to something a little bit less grating on the radio.
What a prat. See, it's childish for me, but, you know, I've got no time for homophobia. I'd just try and bait that man. Imagine that. If I was in charge of the Archers would go a little something like this.
Before that, The Archers, and it's farewell, Eileen Pugsley, and hello, Mrs. Titcomb.
Hey, you two look tired. We thought we'd bum each other before church. See, that's how it go if I was going to do it.
Yeah, that's gonna change the listenership somewhat.
But, but you know,
people are ready for that.
But who cares? It's just that thing of every so often. In the Premiership, everyone starts worrying about who's gay, and chances are there is somebody. But the sad thing is, I mean, I love football, but it's so depressing, it's so homophobic, that unfortunately it needs somebody who's going to be a brilliant footballer in order for it to be recognised. I mean, you know, if Frankie Benali was gay, then he wouldn't have stood a chance. But if Thierry Henry was gay, it'd be wonderful. I'd love that image of him striking a 30-yarder, bend it, ripping it past the net, turning to Freddie Lundberg and just kissing him in front of the entire crowd.
I don't see Henry with Lundberg.
Okay, it doesn't have to be with Lundberg. He can be with Flamini, you know? Just turning, the point I'm making, he would stand there, kiss him, then turn to the crowd and just go, am I still not your God? And they go, you are, go on, Thierry, go, do him for us. And he would, it'd be wonderful. What's your dream gay couple? There's a good question.
Yeah, I'm trying to picture who I want Henry with in the Arsenal team. I don't know whether he needs someone who's going to get hold of him.
Yes. Gilberto, I think, would be pretty good.
They seem to get on. And he's been revolutionised since he wore that captain's armband.
He's all man.
Text us in with your dream gay couple on 64046. Email russell.6music@bbc.co.uk. We're chatting about the Archers and how Christian Voice got very upset because there's a couple who are getting married. We're talking about the hysteria that the Archers has caused by having the first gay marriage this week. It's a pretty cool story, we think, and pretty much we're trying to bait Christian Voice because they got very upset about it. The thing I find funny about it is surely the whole point of being Christian is that you have to forgive. So, as if God's actually going to get upset if you arrive, if there is a heaven, you arrive there and go, well, now what do you do that was naughty? Well, according to you, I bummed a man. Do you forgive me? Yes. In you go, not a problem. He has to forgive. That's the basic tenet of Christianity. But we are dealing with this in quite a childish way. Best dream couple.
Best gay couple yet.
Best dream, yeah. Who have you got, John?
I've had one in best dream gay couple, Oscar Wilde and Matt Lucas.
Oh, lovely
Nice.
touch. That's fantastic.
Nice.
There is a problem with that. Well, one of them's dead.
Yeah, hey, it's all right. Time travel. We'll take Lucas back.
Right.
We'll get
He's just got married. You're going to go over the week after he gets married and say, yeah, you're happy? Yeah, right, well, we're having you, and you're going back to do someone you've never met.
Maybe we'll bring Wilde back.
Well, everyone, yeah, Oscar Wilde, he'd be, yeah. Well, what would he make of today's society?
Imagine
A few
Oscar
quips.
Wilde and Stephen Fry. Christ.
How do you get remembered? Oscar Wilde is remembered for saying so many cool things, and I just don't believe it. Only famous people get remembered for saying cool stuff. I don't know how like, there was one, in 1929, Cecil Rhodes said, being born English is like becoming first in the lottery of life, right? And that's remembered. Now, did he just say that once, and someone thought, God, that's really cool, I'm going to remember that he said that, and I'm going to tell everyone that I meet for the rest of my life that he said that? Or did he go around and he thought of it one day and he thought, that's really cool, I'm going to tell everyone.
Yeah,
and he just got on everyone's tits. So they go, that's $4.69, please, Cecil. Do you know what I think is to be... yeah, you said this last night, mate.
It was probably there.
We all know you said it.
He's probably there with his mates. Write that down. That is bloody good, that.
Yeah, but it's only famous people. So they must nick him. Like Oscar Wilde, I reckon he nicked all his. He'd be at dinner parties and someone would say something really cool about wallpaper and he'd go, you're not clever enough to have thought
But you know
of that.
what
I'm
he did,
gonna
though?
steal that.
But Oscar Wilde travelled around Australia and America, didn't he? Just like a troubadour, just telling fables, picking up stories. It was really great. Just he'd arrive at, like, mines and all the kind of rough-hewn miners who like that, they've just done a day's work and he'd be there. Oh, so would you like to hear a story? And would regale them with these fantastic fables. Ordinary people don't do that. That's the sad thing, is that there's a reason why he got to where he was, is because he said profound, excellent things. Like my nan once said, toes is toes. People are never going to remember that.
They are now.
Yeah, they will.
They
Yeah,
do
will.
well too.
Absolutely, because
Times I'm sat having a conversation.
you cannot
about
argue with that logic.
people
Toes,
telling me toes are cheese.
exactly, they're not. Toes are toes.
Yeah.
Dream couple here. We got Prince Charles and George Clooney.
Nice.
Jonathan Ross and Jack Black. That'd go off. Michael Parkinson and Muhammad Ali. Simon Cowell and Ant and Dec. Oof, that's a bit much. Although lovely guys, absolutely lovely guys.
Put up my backside. That's how Michael Parkinson.
Billy Connolly. What threats did your parent give you as a child? We got here. Apparently, this is from Clara Backpool. Santa won't come, and if you play up again, we'll give you to the gypsies, which is quite nice. This is another threat from D. Parents used to say this: hiccup again, and I'll put you in the bin. Lovely. Hers. Who else we got? Somebody sent it here. You'll shoot me, but Dara O'Brien and Ed Byrne, it works. I don't know why I'd shoot you. I think that'd be great. That'd be an excellent episode of Mock the Week. if Dara just went out to hell with all this satire and just started rotting Ed Byrne, that'd be fantastic.
Viewing figures. Someone's gone with your Thierry Henry angle and actually run with it, only in a slightly weird way. Thierry Henry and Dean Gaffney.
Oh, sweet Jesus. No way. Hey, I tell you what, we've had a very interesting one. Ultimate gay couple would be Russell Howard and John Richardson. Well, here we go.
Here?
Now.
No. Here. Well, that's, yeah.
Well, we'll have to talk.
Oh.
We spoke about this in the cinema the other day.
Let's not do this.
Okay. Are we not allowed?
No.
Okay.
Under no circumstances.
That is the forbidden story. Needless to say,
it wasn't there when I sat down. That's all I'm saying. I sat down on a plane seat. Something appeared.
Hey, don't you dare make up. I wasn't the one that... Anyway.
Sweet or salted, you said, and I thought you meant popcorn.
Yeah, I did.
Should we play my belter and get out of this disgusting filth?
Hey, it wasn't what you were saying in the cinema. Go on, play.
I'm quite excited this week because usually I pick ones I've listened to. I haven't heard this song for ages. I just remembered that I liked it. And I know, Sam, you're going to hate it because it's madness. people have very strong opinions on Madness. I like them. It was one of the first things I listened to because my mum had the album.
Yeah.
And this song tells a story, and I like songs that tell stories. It's very good. Eagles tell stories. I like the Eagles. Kings of Convenience. Stories in songs.
Yeah,
Better,
wonderful.
isn't it?
Rufus Wainwright.
Rufus Wainwright. Songs in stories.
Anthony and the Johnsons.
Oh, yeah, they're coming up. Feel excited about that.
We got slammed, didn't we, in the Groucho last week when Nimone was like, right, if you could be any singer, who would you be? And I've gone Rufus Wainwright. And you went
yeah.
Anthony
Well, let's
and the
not do
Johnsons.
this after the story that's just happened.
What?
About me and you being, and then you pick him and I... This song is by Madness. It's very good. I think it's good. I haven't heard it for years. I hope I don't hate it.
Hey, so Cracker, before we do that, we've got another bit from The Archers.
Oh, well,
Lovely cauliflower you got there, Tom. Here. What's that noise coming from the shed? Ah, don't worry. Just the gay couple. Lovely stuff. All right, guys.
Morning.
Morning.
Morning, Russell. This is Peter in Reading. Let's start a rumour that two of the top people in Christian Voice are secretly involved in a gay relationship and that they met during a dogging meet on Clapham Common. Happy
But I
to.
bet they are.
Well, that's the beauty of it, is that if you're homophobic, it's like that amazing Chris Rock routine. Chances are you're going to have a gay son. If you get angry about it, it's like that thing you were on about last week, the American.
Ted Haggard guy, yeah.
Absolutely. It's just ridiculous. I don't care where you put your willy. You put it in someone's ear, you can still play Scrabble with me, you know?
No,
not during
if
the
you got
game.
boobs for it.
Not during the game, respect the rules, eh?
Not
Or
if
if
you got boobs for it.
That's a fair point. So, let's do a bit of time travel. Where would we go and why? John, where are you going this week, mate?
Well, following the abhorrent fish and chips we had yesterday,
Oh, goodness.
that I paid £10.50 for. Honestly, the batter was that thick. It was
You
like
say
a
you
pie.
paid.
It was rank. Did you pay?
Of course
I
I
offered
did.
to pay that.
Yeah, I
didn't
like paying for my boy.
Oh dear. Well, that was horrible, and I think we lost a bit of respect for food. So I'm going back to 1853. In 1853, you could be imprisoned for 3 months for eating meat on a fish day without having first applied for a special permit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm knackered. If I'm living in 1850, I eat on a whim.
Yeah.
So, you know, so you actually imagine being in prison for that? For eating meat on
What
a...
are you in for?
Yeah, exactly. Kebab.
Pork chop.
Made out of raccoon. I'm going to make a TV show about it in the future for idiots.
Chewing for.
Listen.
Oh, you was eating Rice Krispies and looking at a carbonara, so that's you.
That was
Little
Thanks
impression
very
of
much.
you,
That was me. How about, so that's where you're going. You about any particular reason? What food are you
I just want to see. I want to see if that had made people have more respect for food. People don't sit down and eat meals together anymore. It's all you lot with your mad pill ideas that you can have meals in a pill.
Yeah.
I think if you could go in prison for eating the wrong thing, you'd all sit down together and eat the right thing in the right order. And I think we should get back to those times.
Those happy days when you could be imprisoned for eating meat on a day when you're supposed
Yeah.
to eat veg. Happy times.
Yeah, well, they were. I'm sure they
Oh, they
sat
were.
down and they all enjoyed their meat together.
Where if
or
you're-
their fish together.
If you're a woman and you knew a few words, you were drowned for being a witch. Those happy, glorious days.
Well, I'd sort that out if I was in 1853. I'd go, here, lads, like what you done with the meat and fish thing, stop drowning the girls. And then it's sorted out, isn't it?
Nice. You're bringing your vernacular. I like the idea that you're going back in the shell suit. Hey, lads, lovely with a veg in the let's leave the chicks alone, all right? I'll be in me castle. Are you getting a castle?
Oh, it's damn right I am. After a while, after build up to the castle, probably. Go back there, get a little shack. There's stuff I know. The stuff I know would be... Because I'm not superbly intelligent in modern day eras.
1850.
Go back to 1853. The stuff you know...
Absolutely.
They probably didn't even know what grass was.
Well, they probably did, mate. Let's
They
be
certainly
honest.
didn't know about chlorophyll. If you got... Do you know why grass is green?
Hang on a minute.
Chlorophyll.
You're taking chlorophyll back. Isn't that what you...
No, chlorophyll's in... Oh, no, you're thinking of chloroform.
No, I was going to say, what the
I'll
hell...
probably take a bit of that back. That's how I get my shack. I'll go back.
Oh, my Lord.
I'll have to kill someone to get a house.
Fair point,
Because if I
fair
turn
point.
up in a shell suit, I'll get battered and burned before I've had a chance
Oh, well,
to
this is
find out what
taking a
genius
grim
I am.
turn.
Go back, chloroform, bang, get rid of someone. Someone's got to go.
She killing someone first and foremost.
It's unfortunate, but I need somewhere to live to
Just-
change the world for better.
That's a fair point.
So get rid of them, bury them in their own house,
Hey,
respectful life.
mate,
little
what
service.
if you kill your great-great-great-great-great-great-granddad and you come back?
That'd be bad odds. I'll go down to like Southend or somewhere and go back in time there.
Okay.
And then at worst, you're going to get rid of a few people from Southend.
Okay.
There's too many there anyway.
Fair enough.
So get me shack,
Yep.
settle up,
Yep.
take their clothes, a bit like Terminator, but with a manky potato sack instead of leather
Lovely
jacket.
image, yeah.
And
Hey,
then
you're going
sort
to
of-
need a mate. Can I come with you?
You blow my cover, mate. You blow my cover.
Oh, well, I just wonder, I could be your thick mate, your ball trick that just wanders around. Oh, yeah.
Oh, possibly.
Yeah, I'll be up for
I'll
that.
probably have to. I'll tie you up for a bit just to see how you cope with it.
No problem. Yeah, tie me up. That's
and
fine.
then if I think you'll adapt, you can be let loose.
Thanks very much, that's
But
good
then
of you.
I'm going to mingle about and just tell people stuff,
Yeah.
and they'll go, "God, this man's a genius." Soon the king will hear of this, and he'll go, who is this man who knows everything? Bring him here.
Yeah.
And I go, King, I know this. I could tell you, but I'm going to need a castle to properly research stuff.
Can I move into the car? Don't leave me in the shack.
Oh, you can come in the castle.
Thanks.
You can have your own little room.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but they haven't got Rice Krispies in this time. You
Stuff
won't
that.
Yeah, so best you stay here, to be honest.
Absolutely.
And then I'm king. So that's turned out all right for me.
Lovely touch. How about you, Sam? Where are you going?
Speaking of happy days, political assassinations. I'd like to hang around and just be generally smug, so I could make sort of foreboding comments next to Abe Lincoln or something. I hear the last 5 minutes the play's the best, and then just something horrible. Or maybe Brutus. I could put a bet on Brutus becoming a minor celebrity anytime soon. Make myself a fortune. It'd be wonderful.
So rather than going back and trying to prevent these killings,
Have you noticed I got out of Ropley though?
Yeah.
Round of applause.
But that slightly knackers my time travel, because what I was going to do was I was going to go back to 1993 and destroy the village of Ropley so that you could never go back there again. I was going to burn and kill everyone in that village.
Weren't you from Ropley in 93, though?
Yeah, but I'm going to move myself out. I'm not there, mate.
Get your family.
I'm in a shack in 1850. Up taking my friends.
Oh,
I was going to burn it all so that next week, hopefully, you'd just turn up. No! What?
Ashen faced.
Yeah, exactly.
They're gone.
Exactly. But the other place I was going to go, I did have it. Oh yeah, I was going to go back to the past. I'm going to find Lord Lucan, a dodo, a T-Rex, and JFK, and hide them all in Noel Edmonds' cellar, and then tip off to the press that Edmonds is a wrong and he's like a freaky time shaman. He's stolen all these things.
He's stolen a T-Rex.
Yep. Exactly. That's how you...
Oh, that's front page of the paper straight away,
Yeah, absolutely would. If he's got Lucan, a dodo, JFK, and every time, all these things we thought they're extinct or dead, and it turns out Edmund's got them all.
Edmund stole them all.
Yeah.
You're not happy with just the dodo. You've got to throw Lucan, a T-Rex, and what was the other one?
What was it?
Red rum?
Yeah, red rum,
All in. And how's he kept this T-Rex alive?
Separate rooms. It's a bit like that bit in the BFG, where, the big kind of hole at the bottom of it. Anyway, so it's not something to do with me, mate. It's that rotter Edmonds.
How old is Noel Edmonds?
He's really old, and he's got a time-travelling machine, and he's bad, I tell you. He's bad. We've got an email here from Sam Chaplin. Hi, Russ, John, Sam. If I had the ability to travel back in time, I'd do all the standard things, calm Hitler down a bit, maybe give him an instructional yoga booklet, save John Lennon from being shot and stopping many other bad things that have happened. Not necessarily just to save lives. I'd be pretty interested in the detrimental effects that could occur from changing the path of time and dramatic differences that would happen, just to see if in many years of TV and film were right, or if everything would just be as it is now, but better. Enjoying the show, thanks very much. Sam, male version of the name, Chaplin, Nottingham, home to the UK's smallest cinema and largest sex shop. Excellent. We should do that next week. That'd be really great. What are the claims to fame for your town? The smallest cinema. And I've actually seen the largest sex shop, because that's very near a really good gig there called Just the Tonic comedy gig that doesn't run anymore.
No.
Have you ever seen
the sex shop still stands. There's no justice. Comedy or boobies, you decide, Britain, and we lost.
Well, can't you combine the two? Funny boobies.
Oh, that's a show.
Absolutely. I think Benny Hill got there first, to be honest. But that doesn't matter. So we're on about the news now. Sam's just brought in a really good story, actually.
Yeah, I got one which is the Volvo Estate has been voted Britain's sexiest car. Surprisingly not for its looks. In a recent survey for yesinsurance.co.uk, the Volvo has seen more action than any other car in Britain.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm, absolutely. It beat off the white van man favourite.
Have you actually put that, have you put that phrase in?
Knocked the clear favourite.
Sounds like a hideous episode of Transformers there.
No, but second was a white van, and third was what I would consider the favourite, which is a VW camper van.
Oh, really?
But
that doesn't count, though, does it, VW camper? Because that's got a bed in it. So
that's true. That is almost
rotted in that.
You want to know what's fourth and fifth? BMW 3 Series Saloon, okay. Fifth, out of the entire range of cars on offer to everyone in Great Britain, Ford Escort.
That's nothing wrong with that. Lots of people have got an Escort.
Yeah, that's just stats, isn't it? So many people had Escorts. Some of them are bound to be wrong.
I see.
There was also a story about the songs people listen to when they have sex this week. The top 15 songs to have sex to were published. Number one was Sexual Healing by Marvin Gaye.
Nice.
Nice.
Have you ever... Well, let's do it. Go for it. Have you ever...
Nope.
Okay.
I only do dance music. I need someone to spur me on. Otherwise I get
really?
bored. With or
the
without
finger
you.
bus is coming.
New York and San Francisco. Let's play that. Let's not.
Let's not play that in case you get wood.
With or without you, you two. That was second.
Geez, really?
Bit somber message that way.
Yeah.
I'll do this with or without you. That's what I'm saying is.
I've done Radiohead No Surprises. That was funny. I also did. There's a silent track on Divine Comedy. Sometimes the darkness haunts me.
Oh,
It just arrived from nowhere. It was very funny. Carry on, John.
First, last, everything. Barry White. Textbook. A bit of Barry White.
That's scummy, though, isn't it? Imagine that. If you kind of... How can you take your pants off and go, let's have a bit of this? Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You just hear him mark and lard, you start giggling. The last thing you want to do is giggle when you're naked.
That's all I can do to stop myself, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. So you got to laugh, haven't you? Otherwise, you're saying, yeah, you're probably excited to see this. If you laugh, you go, what's this all about?
So do you really do that? Do you pull off your pants and go...
Oh, no, to be honest, you're painting this up as if it's a big display. I don't make a big deal of pulling my pants off and go, ta-da! I don't do a striptease.
But have you never done a striptease? Oh, they're funny. But
you've got to have some confidence to do a striptease.
So hang on, so you're not doing a striptease and yet you are pulling off your pants and go...
You've got to take your pants off.
You do, but you have to do the little giggle off.
You've just not taken your pants off.
That's a grimy
Not worth my bother, to be honest. I should just poke it through the little gap, and then when all's said and done...
The little gap? What on earth?
In the front of your boxers.
Oh,
yes,
right.
You're wearing Y fronts.
Oh, right.
You can get it through Y fronts if you because they have a a pouch.
Oh, there was always a kid at school. He said, "Here, look at that."
skid.
Yeah, there was a skid at school.
We know you had skids at school. We discussed this the other week.
Yeah, there was a kid at our school called Gary. He used to go, "Look, I can get my knob out without even pulling my pants down." That's great. We're in maths. So how
Where's
about
he
you?
working now?
Yeah, exactly. Is he? He's probably just doing time.
It was a nice list, right? Number 13 was Glory Box by Portishead, which I'm pretty sure was a joke.
Bit blue.
But putting that together, you can say your average Briton has rotted to Marvin Gaye in a Volvo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty...
There was a really odd sexual story this week as well. Did you hear this about the... John told me about this, about the man, right, who got hit on the head, is that right?
He fell off a gantry at a warehouse for bikes.
So he fell off a gantry, and then what happened to him? He turned into a sexual
He bumped
monster.
his head, right, and he went home, thought nothing of it,
Yeah.
and then couldn't stop having sex, right? To the point where his wife had to sleep in a different room because the doctor said she was sort of teasing him by just being in the bed with him. He had an affair with someone from his church group. He started buying porn and going to prostitutes. Just couldn't stop rotting stuff.
And all because he got hit on the head.
All because he got hit on the head, and it led to...
Well, have you ever heard the last verse of Humpty Dumpty? Blue.
all the King's soldiers and all the King's men.
Yeah, exactly. When they were up, they were up. When they were down, they were down. And when they were on the floor, Humpty was just banging, banging, banging. Kids never get that bit.
Put the hump in Humpty.
Absolutely.
But it's quite a serious thing.
Sometimes he got quite sick and put the jump in Humpty. Bit of scats.
Don't teach your granny how to blow eggs.
Absolutely.
It's all fitting together. So anyway, it's quite serious, the end of it, because he had to divorce his wife because he cheated on her. But now he's suing his former employers, right, partly for bumping his head, and partly he's charging them £89,000 a year for what he reckons would be the cost of his wife in her care. He's put a figure on his wife of £89,000 a year. So in total, he's suing for £3.5 million damages because he bumped his head and got, well, this is supposed to be an actual medical thing called severe sexual disinhibition.
Let's be honest, let's call that what it is. That's a blag. That's a man who one day's just flipped and gone, to be honest, I'm just going to do anything. All the things I wanted to do, I've never had the courage to do because I'm afraid that people might think, let's call it becoming Russell Brand. Do you know, having the courage to, like, that's the great thing about Russell. At least, you know, he's so upfront in what he likes. But most of us, I think a lot of people in England live vicariously through Russell.
You just want an excuse. My cap was on a bit tight this morning, so bend over. It's medical.
What's lovely about it, though, does that imply that getting hit on the head can turn you into a sexual monster?
Pretty much. That's
Because
what I'm reasoning to.
There is scope for that at, like, football. Here we go. Oh, he struck that right against the head of Zidane.
And Zidane's taken quite a hit there for me, Gaddy. He's down. He's down.
Absolutely. He won't be getting up from that. Oh, no, well, maybe he will.
He's
And-
straight up, Gaddy. He looks better than he's ever felt before.
What's he doing? Oh, there's no... he's got his... Oh, good Lord, he's showing his stuff to the crowd and dancing around. There's no place for this in football, Gary.
Other people are starting to get involved, and this is a dark day indeed. The officials have got to get over there.
Oh, they're throwing it to the crowd. That's what it could be like. Bit of golf as well.
You joined me here at St Andrews. Lovely weather. We're having great day's play. We're looking forward to it. Over to the 5th green now, where Alan is waiting.
Oh, God. Join me here. Tiger Woods just taking a hell of a blow to the head, but he looks fine. Ball came in from another green, clonked him right on the noggin, Just rubbing it down now. Quite funny here, actually. He seems fine. Oh dear. That's not what the hole's for. Bit of light humour there.
Bit of fun.
Bit of fun. Hey, I tell you what, we've selected our Wyman, haven't we?
It's
These are the ones we're going for. These are going to be up on the website. This our crack commander. We've got Algie the dog. The reason he's in, two things. He can fit 5 tennis balls into his mouth. Wallop. He's going to be useful. You know, if any of us ever gets leprosy, particularly, you know, any problems, output in Algie's mouth. He can already get 5 tennis balls. He's got skills.
Job for life at Wimbledon.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's quite a good ball boy. Yeah, boy. Although, you know, implies there has been an... Anyways, Algie's in. JB Destiny, he's in. That man can kick himself in the head 57 times. God knows why he would want to do it. But
He's just in for entertainment value.
he
isn't
is,
really?
let's be honest. We open with him when we present the freaks. People. We've got Donna. She emailed us in. She can roll her tongue. I'm not quite sure what kind of superpower, but I quite like to see
I can
that.
roll my tongue.
Go on then. Oh, it's not great radio, but he can do it. Hey,
I learned how to do it as well.
look at this magic trick.
Think.
Watch this elephant disappear.
Oh.
Pretty impressive. We've got Rick Guzzler, who's from Australia, who can undo... that's his real name.
No, it's not.
It is Rick Guzzler. Gansler. It's Gansler. It's not Rick. Rick Gansler. He can undo 42 bras in a minute.
Can we get someone in who can teach you how to read?
We'll get Sam in. And we've got Gemma from Manchester, whose friend can stand on baked beans. We should really get his name. But those are all going to go up on the
Heinz?
website. We'll call him Heinz. Yeah, we should really give him... What we'll do, we'll give him names. It'll be all up on the website. Now, that's the end of the show. Next week, it's Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So we've got to go out and buy each other presents, haven't we?
Yeah.
And know
Good
this,
ones.
Yeah, a good one. They have to be good. Know this now, Sam. They have to be good.
No mucking about.
No mucking around, Sam.
I know you got no
Says
money.
you.
Yeah, you're going on... You're in real trouble if you got no dosh.
It'll be a special kind of present.
It better be.
Kidney. The gift that keeps on.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? There you go.
got you this eyeball. Smile.
Take it quick. I'm falling.
Nice. Right, this is a great song to finish. I hope you have a fantastic Sunday. It's The Picture by the wonderful Loudon Wainwright III. See ya.
Bye.
You going to say goodbye, lads?
Bye bye.
Au revoir.
BBC Six Music.